My job is to work with teachers, trainings, data teamwork, collaborate with them to find out what's working in our district and what maybe isn't working as well. Also working with principals to say, what are the barriers that are in your way? What are the things that we need to do as a district to remove barriers out of your way so that you can work with teachers to remove barriers out of their way? So ultimately, we are all focused on students and teaching and learning in our district. Staying centered and focused on three things: teaching, instruction, assessment, so that we know formatively how do we change it to make it better for kids, and then really having teacher collaboration in those data teams so that we know how to move forward as a team. When I was hired, they said some teachers can teach primary age students and some teachers do really well with intermediate age students, but that I showed in my substituting in that building that I could do both. My position now has evolved into more adult education, but I think I still apply those same principles I applied in first grade. It's still teaching and learning. So whether it's grown-ups or children, I call on those same instructional practices. I think adults are more difficult. I think teaching teachers and teaching educators when you are an educator is a tough gig. You would think that in a room full of educators, teaching educators would make things pretty simple. But I do think that teaching and learning is not simple. I think that the act of teaching and learning, what teachers do every day in classrooms, is very, very difficult work. What building administrators do every day in their schools to support their teachers so those teachers can support those students is very difficult work if you are going to do it well.
She asks the tough questions. She holds you accountable for teaching and learning, and she really won't accept that that was just good enough. She'll use strategies that we want our teachers using in the classroom with kids. She'll use them with adults, and that is deeper questions, making people think about it, and then really holding them accountable for those actions in the classroom. She's highly skilled. She really does the real tough work, and that is making good teachers great.
I've worked with Kyra not only in professional development settings, kindergarten development settings. I've been able to work with her through the Early Learning Hub to bring professional development to preschool teachers and daycare providers. And so that's where I really saw her passion for even the birth to 5, and really working with our families to get our kids the support they need even before they come through our doors.
As a district, we work really hard to focus and dig deep. So for the last 7-8 years, we have stayed true to very similar processes. We do research-based instructional practices. We've built a common instructional language across our district. And then we also talk a lot about where's the evidence, what is the learning. We call it data teams, but really it's about what are the things that you notice that students can do today that they couldn't do yesterday, or what can't they do today that you know they need to be able to do, and then adjust your instruction based on that evidence.
Kyra is very mobile. I know she loves to be with kids. I know one thing when we first started working was making sure that she was in classrooms with teachers, planning professional development events. She loves to work with teachers and she loves to work with them in their setting. She gets the opportunity to mold more people by doing it in this manner than her classroom when she was a first grade teacher. She treated me like I was a first grader, so I mean, and she had a lot of practice, and so I appreciate everything that she does.
I feel like we have built an administrative team that is collaborative, and because we have such passion, it makes my job even easier. It's talk to me, tell me what's working, what's in the way, how can we help, how can I make that better for you as administrators. That I am working for the students through and collaboratively with principals, through collaboratively with teachers to improve those student outcomes and achievement as much as possible, and celebrating those bits of growth, those little pieces all along the way, and helping to remind our teachers and administrators that they too need to take time to celebrate the small wins.